What's going on? What's going on? AMA. All right. We are here for another session here for our weekly team meeting. All right. Where we bring our questions, comments, concerns, all the good stuff, and comment down below so you can get some clarity that you may need in your business. All right. So just comment down below. Let me know that you're here. All right. And one of the things that we're going to talk about on the session tonight is we're going to talk about, are you reflecting on the things that you put in place for your business? You'll make your plans, right? You'll make your plans every week, but are you reflecting to see if those plans are going accordingly, how things are shaping up, to really evaluate, if you're on the right path, if you need to, tweak anything, never revert from the path, but if you're on the right path and, if you need to change anything, are you tweaking stuff? Are you checking your progress, right? Not just waiting for someone else to check it behind you, but are you checking your progress? What's going on, my man? Hey, Don, what's going on? All right. So, hey, Don, put down in the comments, guys, all of you guys, put down in the comments and let me know one thing that you got accomplished last week that you set out to accomplish. Just let me know one thing. Put it down in the comments, okay? Let me know one thing. And as you guys do that, here's something that I had to learn myself, okay? And a lot of times it's not actually something that's taught to you. You just kind of stumble upon it, which means that you don't know it for a while, right? I had to learn myself that I couldn't wait on others, to kind of let me know if I'm doing something right or doing something wrong. I had to learn that I had to be my own best accountability partner, right? Like in this group, I tell you guys to get accountability partners, right? And some of you have, some of you just dropped the ball, is what it is, right? And I have accountability partners as well, but one thing I had to learn is that I had to reflect on, how my business is going, and I'm not talking about once a month I reflect, I'm talking about every few days I reflect on whatever it is that I put in motion. I reflect and say, hey, how did that thing turn out? Did it turn out the way that I wanted to? Is there anything that I could have done better? Is there something that I could tweak about the situation, to make the outcome better for me, right? To make the experience more pleasurable and more beneficial, right? And be able to get to my goals faster. These are the things you got to think about, like even in the midst of life. A lot of times we just get so busy with other stuff, with life that we're doing, and then we convince ourselves that it's okay to drop the ball on ourselves, right? It's like, oh, I've been so busy with work, so no, I haven't, done anything in my business. I haven't, been posting, or I haven't been following up with people, or I haven't been adding friends, if you're on doing your thing on Facebook, or no, I haven't been creating new content for my TikTok if you're doing TikTok, or, no, I haven't been putting up any new videos if you're doing YouTube, for example, right? And we come up with all these excuses, and we never stop to think, well, wait a minute, what did I set out to do, right? What if it's Wednesday, what did I set out to do on Monday? Did I get it done? Okay. If I didn't get it done, why not? What is it about my schedule that I may need to tweak so that I can get my work done, right? It seems simple because it is, but until you really realize it or someone says it, so I'm saying it to you now, right? Those are things that really get missed, and it can cause some really good people to be in the rat race, if you will, for way longer than they even have to. And when I mean being in a rat race, I'm talking about where you still clawing your way, trying to see through the top, and you're wondering why, you haven't broke through yet, right? You wonder, when I say breakthrough, I'm not talking about hitting $1 million. I'm talking about whatever your breakthrough is. Your breakthrough could be getting your first client or customer, right? And you're wondering why that hasn't happened, but you wait until like 6 months down the road to start reflecting on what went wrong, And if you wait that long to reflect on what went wrong, it's a whole ton of stuff that done went wrong in 6 months compared to if you were to reflect, even once a week. Like I said, I reflect, multiple times in a week to see what did I get done compared to what I said I wanted to get done. So let's see what we had here. Hey, Don said I had to go back and make sure all my links were correct. That's a good one. You know how many times I found, Adan, that my links out there weren't working, and it happened to be like maybe a teammate would tell me or something, or I check one out of the blue, and I'm like, goodness gracious, what in the world? You know what I mean? And you don't even think about something like that until you just kind of stumble upon it, and then now it's too late. Now it's like, man, I wonder how much money I'm out of this, right? When your links weren't working. All right, Adan said, I created all my Facebook posts last week for this week. Good job, good job. Now, when you were doing that, Adan, when you were creating your Facebook posts last week for this week, right? Did you learn anything? You know, is there anything that you had to tweak on the process? Is there anything that you learned that could make the process better for next week? You know, or have you already honed the process and drilled it down very well? Now, let us know down in the comments, all right? Because this is the type of, you know, reflection I'm talking about. You guys, like, being successful, and of course that being successful is something that is going to be whatever you say it is, right? So I can't tell you what's successful for you, okay? You know what successful is for you, right? But what I can tell you is that whatever success is to you is not as mysterious as you think, right? Meaning that you may think, because we all done it, right? We at first we think that it takes like this guru magic, right, to start seeing some type of success in our business, and that's whatever you determine to be success in your life, right? That's what we think. But no, in reality, what it takes is some thinking, right, and some consistency, you know, and reflecting. It just takes thinking, y'all. Like, and I'm not saying that in a condescending way. I'm saying that in a sense of, oh my goodness, who knew type of way, right? Because at the end of the day, y'all, if you see somebody else doing something, like, let's say you're in your credit repair business, right? And it doesn't have to be on, you know, network marketing, but you have a credit repair business, right? There are tons of other credit repair companies out there, you know what I mean, that are getting consistent clients, right? So my point is, if you see that things are already being done, that someone is already, you know, winning, or people are already winning in that space, that means that's a good thing, because that means it is totally possible, right? These are the reasons that if we just started to think a minute, just use what our creator gave us, right? Just use that. Then we'll start to see some of the things that we can do to make our situation better, right? To increase, right? A lot of times we get stumbled on understanding what is going to help us move forward. We get stumbled because it's like we don't be wanting to think sometimes. A lot of times, unfortunately, we don't be wanting to think. Like, this stuff is not even rocket science, for real. And even rocket science is not, and I know we use that term, right? But even that is not, you know, unrealistic to think that we can do, right? If a rocket scientist can do it, then so can we, right? So the way that I kind of bring things to you guys, it's not about that what I'm bringing to you guys is something that's brand new, never heard of, some, you know, some guru magic. No, it's right here, meaning you guys have the ability for it as well, right? But a lot of times it's not taught to us this way. It's taught to us in a way that keeps us dependent. You know, a lot of times information is given to us in such a way that we think that we have to depend on someone to give us the information, or else we just will never have it, or else we just will never win. If nobody ever gives us anything, we'll just stay not winning, right? Well, that's not true. I want to tell you guys something, and let's get to Adan's stuff real quick. Let's see what Adan said. Adan said, I wanted to see what type of posts have more engagement. Okay, so Adan put up some posts. He scheduled out some posts for Facebook, and he's doing like a tester to see which type of post is going to give him more engagement. That's perfect. Check to see what emails are being opened. Perfect. Now see, I want y'all to look at this for a minute, okay? I want y'all to look at this for a minute, okay? Now, this is the stuff that is not all glamorous and sparkly. Everybody think that the answers are glamorous and sparkly. Oh, people actually get sales now and can do their business 100%, and they don't have to have a job if they don't want to. That happens because they were just lucky. That happens because there's some guru with a lot of followers and da-da. No, it happens because of the unsexy stuff, like Adan said. Okay, He says he wanted to see what type of posts had more engagement. I want you guys to answer this. Okay, answer this. Put it down in the comments. How many of you have taken the time to review the posts that you've put up, right, or created, maybe in the last week or couple weeks, and to see, well, which ones do people like? You know, which ones are, and we're not necessarily liking with just a thumbs up, but also which ones are giving me genuine comments, right? You know what I mean? Because even if you don't have like 100 comments or whatever, that's cool. I'm talking about, have you looked back to see what's up, to see what the people want? Because the people will tell you what they want. When they don't like stuff or they're not interested in stuff, right, then you're not going to get any genuine comments. Meaning your comments are all going to be, good morning, have an awesome day, good morning, good afternoon, awesome. It's going to be generic stuff. Nobody will ever circle back and give you anything genuine, right? Because, yeah, we're all using a lot of tools and stuff to auto-comment and stuff, right? We get it. But if you ain't getting no genuine comments, then you might need, you know, like if you was doing what Adon is doing, then he's going to see which one gave him more reactions and more engagement, then you know, right, that something's off, that you might need to test something else, right? That perhaps the content is not relevant to the audience, right? Which means either the content is not good or the audience is not good, right? Or both, right? But my point is that you only find these things out when you test, when you go back and look, right, at what you put out. Go back and look at what you put out. No, you're not going to get someone who's going to come behind you and do this stuff for you. It just ain't going to happen. I don't care how many coaches you buy. You know how many thousands I've spent on coaching programs and stuff, and they were great. But now one of them, right, is going to come back behind you every week, right, and check stuff for you because they're not running your business. They're not supposed to. But this is something simple, right, that you can do that actually will help you yield results, will actually help you get to what you say that you want, right? This is what you say. Do you guys know, and thank you for that, Adon, you guys know that the same stuff that I talk to you guys about, right? And I suggest you guys, the same stuff I do, right? I'll look back and see how things are performing. I'll look back and see if I'm getting quality views, you know, whereas I'm getting quality comments, or is everybody saying the same thing? Is everybody saying good morning, right? Then I'll be like, well, damn, what the hell? You know what I mean? What was that post about? You know what I'm saying? Well, all they said was good morning. Or I'll say, okay, well, you know, have I been adding friends? You know what I'm saying? Adding targeted friends. You know, what's up, right? Because that's gonna let me know that something's off. If I'm sending out emails, right? And you know, because on your autoresponder, it shows you, you know, you can see if people have clicked, right? And I'm not getting no clicks if it's something for them to click. Or if I'm not getting no opens, right? You know, like 0, right? Or really low, I'm gonna wonder what's up, right? It could be my subject lines. It could be the fact that my autoresponder doesn't have a very good open rate. It could be the fact that, you know, my ability to do email marketing is not stellar yet, right? This is literally things that I've looked back at and said, well, man, how do other people get higher open rates than me, right? And I think about the parts of it that I know, right? Like, well, you know, is my content good? I'm like, yeah, my content's got way better, man. You know, I'm like, okay, well, what else is the subject lines messed up? Now, I don't think it's the subject lines, but I can test them out. You know, like, okay, well, do I have a whole bunch of robots on my list? So check this out. This is what I did. True story. You know, because my open rates don't be high, you know, they be low right now. It's a combination of things that it could be. And I'm no email guru, right? You know, but we do what we do because I definitely make money through emails, right? Some of you guys have received my emails and signed up for things for sure. So this is what I did. I said, okay, let me see, you know, what's up. Okay. So I went to start looking at my emails, right? I went to start looking at my emails, and I started looking at the activity as far as you can see the people that are actually opening, right? And like where that batch of traffic came from. Because there was a batch of traffic that I did, actually my sponsor did, but you know, that was for Epic, right? That they sent some solo ad traffic to my Epic list, right? I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? They sent it, all right, cool, no big deal, right? But what I noticed was I went and searched to see who has not opened, because you can sift through this stuff. I went to see who has not opened my email, you know, ever, right? You literally can search for that, and it'll pull up who has opened my email ever, never, right? And how long they've been on the list. So the traffic was back in November, I believe it was, right? So there's people who've been on my list, you know, at least since November, right? Which is a few months, right? And they had never opened an email. And I'm like, okay, well, what list are they on? And I saw that they were in that Epic list, right? Okay, so I knew that a lot of them came from traffic, because my traffic typically that I do is organic, right? But I had got a batch of paid traffic, right? So I'm like, what the? All these ones, like, ain't nobody care about my emails, right? So it's either ain't nobody care about my emails, right? Or that batch of traffic might just not be what it is, right? It might just be a pretty bad batch of traffic. So I'm looking to see how many of the emails bounce, because you know you get bounced emails, right? And it's a decent amount of emails that bounced from that traffic. Now, see, you say, well, D, you could do all that because you know how. You know how I know how? Because I literally went to customer support and asked them how to do the things I just told you, right? Because I didn't know how to do it. I wouldn't ask them. But my point is, if I was not taking the time out for my business to reflect, right, on how things were coming along, then I wouldn't have caught that. Then I would have thought that, you know, oh, well, let me just go get, you know, maybe it's a different batch of solo ad traffic. I need to run to that. No, because I do know that all of those bounced emails and people not opening, all of that hurts my email deliverability altogether for my account, right? I do know that. I've learned that over time, and I've learned part of that through MLSP because they actually talk about email marketing. They had a whole section on email marketing, a whole challenge we had on email marketing. But my point of saying this, guys, is that I had to reflect back to find out that issue. So now what I need to do, one of the things I need to do to remedy that, right, is I need to go and sift through and get them black ones off the list. If people haven't opened my emails in a stricter amount of time, if they haven't opened my emails in 30 days, then it's over for them. They need to get up off my list, right? Because if they don't care what I got to say in 30 days, I might be talking to the wrong people. And that's okay, right? As I continue to tweak my content, and I've gotten much better with content on emails, by the way, right? Much better with content because I had to work on that, right? But these are the things that we have to do as business owners, right? Okay, and I don't care if you're an affiliate or whatever, okay? You know what I mean? If this is a part of your income, then that's what it is, right? And this is a major part of my income. It's like 99.99% of my income is, you know, my online business. My other part of my business, I don't really have to work at it that hard. That's my offline business, you know. But my point is that if we don't take these things seriously as far as like paying attention and just thinking, right? Thinking, understanding that, don't think that you're going to be up there pulling money out of something, but you don't want to give it the attention. Don't think that you're going to, just because you started a credit repair business and you are the best at it, let's say, right? Then all of a sudden, all the people going to flock at your feet to want you to repair their credit, for example. Don't think because you know how to help people invest their money in annuities and IRAs and all this stuff, that people are going to flock at your feet for you to do it for them, right? If you are not taking it seriously and honing your process and reflecting on your process, then your process is going to stay stale. And whatever's broken is never going to get fixed because you're not even realizing it's broken. And this is one of the biggest things, guys. I'm so serious. This is one of the biggest things that keeps people from getting to that next level that they want to be, right? All right. Now, everybody wants to be up here, but you got to get here first. And before you get here, you got to get here. And before you get here, you got to get here. And before you get here, you got to get here. So many people are still at the start line. Like literally, like, you know, 8 months down the road, we still here. a year down the road, you're still here. 2 years down the road, we're still here. And we're wondering why we're still here. And all we had to do was think a little bit, right? Just think of what makes sense. Does it make sense that I say that, okay, my schedule's so busy, I got work, I got school, so I'm just going to put, an hour per day towards my business, knowing that you haven't built it up yet to the point where it can sustain if all you give is an hour, knowing good and well you haven't even, started an email list yet. You know what I mean? Knowing good and well you haven't been putting out content on a consistent basis to whatever degree that you're going to do it, no matter what platform it is. Knowing good and well you haven't been building your audience like you should, building up the right people who want to see you. Knowing good and well you haven't been doing these things, but yet you think somehow your stuff going to grow from you made a couple sales to now all of a sudden you hitting, 5-10 racks a month, whatever it is you want to make, right? 20 racks, whatever, right? But you hitting that next level that you want to make. How that work? Where they do that at? Let me know where they do that at, right? I ain't seen it yet, right? Ain't no unicorns popping out the sky, right? But it starts by us just understanding that all we got to do is think. None of this stuff is mysterious. We just don't take the time to think. We want to be so busy being busy. Excuse me. We want to be so busy being busy. So let's see what we got. All right. Check to see the emails be open. What's going on, Tina? Tina says she almost forgot. Tina, I'm going to get you. Look, put down in the comments. So far, the only ones who was commenting is Adon and Tina. And I can see people watching. But anyway, put down the comments, okay? If you're just tuning in, put down the comments and let us know what did you get done last week that you had planned to get done, okay? Let us know what did you get done last week that you had planned to get done. Let's talk about it, all right? We come here to talk about, what you have going on, to answer your questions if you got them. Everybody, I'm going to be real with you. Everybody should have them. I'm so dead serious. I ain't even making that up. Like, I literally asked a question today in our implementation chat. That's for those who are on premium MLSP. We have a bonus chat, right? I literally asked a question in there. I said, hey, Don, I'm trying to figure something out, about paid ads. I said, when you got a moment, if you can help me figure something out, right? Now, Don saw the message. It ain't say nothing, but I'm going to tell you what I did, because this is what business people do. I'm going to explain to y'all. I asked Adon because I knew he knew how to do it, right? And so after I asked him, immediately I went to say, okay, well, what resources do I have that I might can find that information? All right, because sometimes you don't know exactly what to Google until you hear a term somewhere, right? Sometimes it's just not clear yet. So I said, well, I know I bought that course. Let me go look at that course. So I opened up a tab. I went to that course on Facebook paid ads. And as that guy was talking, he said a term. I'm like, that's what it is. A custom audience. That's what it is right there. Okay, boom. All right. So I said, okay, so how do I create a custom audience, right? I Googled it. Then I had a term to work with. I went and Googled it, right? Boom. All right. This is how I create a custom audience, right? Then I said, well, dang, man, I haven't been in my ads account. I don't know how long. Well, let me go back and look at this guy and see how he said to get there. So he gave the website to get there. I literally did not know how to get there. I didn't remember how to get there. So I was like, oh, yeah. So boom, logged in, and I played with it of how you can create a custom audience. I played with it, right? I'm like, oh, click that. I got some choices. Click that. My point that I'm making to you guys, right, is that this is what you do. If you be up there telling yourself, well, I'm just going to put an hour in my business and that's it because I got so many other things. But yet you want your business to give you out all this, right? All this freedom, right? Time freedom. You want your business to give you out. And I want y'all to understand something. Your business don't have to give you, 6, 7, 9, 10, 12 figures for it to be time freedom. It don't. It's whatever it takes for you to have the time freedom, right? It don't take me 6 figures to have the time freedom, right? My situation may be different from yours. Yours may be different from Adon's, and so on and so forth, right? So whatever is successful to you is going to be based upon those things, right? But my point is that if I'm telling myself that I'm only going to put in an hour, but yet I want this freedom. I want that feeling that I can get up in the morning, do some strategic work, or I can do what I did last week because I needed to go to North Carolina and take care of some things with my car. I can say, you know what? Boom, I'm going to peel out for a few days, right? Like y'all didn't see me. Well, y'all did see me because I got automation going on. Y'all thought it was me. I got y'all. But my point is, I was able to peel away for a few days, right? Handle some other things I need to handle, right? I didn't have my computer with me. I only had my phone, right? But I was able to do that because I've done some of the things that I'm telling you guys about now. Like all that stuff matters, right? You know what I mean? Because I don't treat my business like it's a side thing. Like it's let's say a man might, or anybody really, would treat someone as a mistress, like, a second thought. You know what I'm saying? Or afterthought, rather. You know what I mean? I treat it the way that I wanted to treat me. I wanted to treat me good. I wanted to give me that time freedom that I want. I wanted to give me that ability if I want to peel off for a few days, right, and do what I need to do and not have to worry about, you know what I'm saying? Well, man, is the bills going to get paid when I get back? Oh, man, yeah, they got paid. I paid them today, right? They all got paid. Earlier, I sit down, look at my phone, pay that one, pay that. Yeah, right? But my point is that if we're not doing things as simple as reflecting, like mad simple, y'all, something as simple as reflecting on what we did previously so that we can see if we need to tweak anything, how you think you're going to get better? How that's going to work? Like, somebody please tell me how that's going to work and we don't put in effort. Or we put in this half-ass effort, right? We say we put in effort, excuse me, because we do something for an hour and then we don't work so hard. We don't work so hard. So that's why I just, I'm done working for the day because I don't work so hard on my job. Or I don't work so hard at school. Or I don't work so hard with the children. Or I don't work so hard with the husband or the wifey. Or I didn't work so hard. Right? But yet, here it is. 6 months go by, 12 months go by, a year go by, 2 years go by. And what have you achieved in your business of something that you said you wanted to give you great amounts? It's really just that simple, y'all. I promise y'all. It don't seem like it at first because people don't tell us this. They have us going around like a chicken with a head cut off. We chasing our tail. We thinking everything. We thinking that every person we see must know some secret, right? You know what a colleague told me? You know what she told me? One of my colleagues told me, this is about a year ago, right, when I had got into MLSP, and I got into MLSP under her, and we got to talking, in inbox more often, right? And she told me that she thought that the reason why I had started having success, because I was having success before I got into MLSP, but MLSP just made it better, right? And she said, I thought that you were having success because I thought maybe you had linked up with one of the gurus and that they had told you what to do. They had taught you what to do. That she said she thought. She said she thought that's what happened. Like they had gave me their secrets. I'm like, really? You thought that? Right? And I mean, it was shocking to me. Like, who the hell gave me secrets? Right? A lot of people think that. And it made me realize a lot of people think that there are some secrets that other people are holding back, and that's the reason you ain't here to chat. Also, I'm gonna get in the group with D. She's gonna give me all these super extra juicy secrets. And then you get in all these other guru groups, and they're gonna give you these extra juicy secrets. I'm here to tell you the biggest secret, that there ain't no secrets. That you need to start using this. Because if you continue to not use this, then you'll be everyone else's puppet. People will have you doing just what they want you to do for their pleasure, right? Meanwhile, your business will be right here. Your business will be right here. You'll keep paying your fees, but your business is not going anywhere because you'll be thinking and waiting for all of the spectacular things, right, that you thought was going to make the difference, when in reality, all it was regular things that make the difference. Regular things that you already have the capacity to understand in your mind, right? Being patient, following up with a process, right? And not trying to put if you want greatness, not trying to put it all in a little 1 hour block because everybody wants to build their business in an hour. You've been fooled, right? It takes some time to get to that point, right? But everybody want to, they want all the success and they want to put in this little block right here. Well, when that start working, let me know. Because I haven't heard not now. I don't know now, right? That has, actually achieve whatever they feel is successful, at this point, and they look back and say, oh yeah, man, I built that, 7-figure, 8-figure business, man, from scratch. I didn't know nothing, and I just put in 30 minutes a day on this online stuff, or an hour a day on this online stuff, man, and I built that thing in 2.2 seconds, man. I don't know none that said that, right? None. Because it's just not true. It's just not true. But what I have heard and seen in myself as well, is that it is the things that we think are so small and just so simple, right? It's like, oh, it can't be that. It's those things. Those are the things, right? Putting ourselves in position to be around other individuals who are willing to give it to us real versus give us the more flashy that we think is going to get us there, and then we wind up still not getting there anyway because we thought it was the sparkly, and we keep chasing the sparkly, and the sparkly it ain't even what it is, right? It ain't even what it is. Versus aligning ourselves with people who gonna give it to us straight. Like for instance, and I give you guys an example. A lot of people overcomplicate MLSP. For example, I've seen it, and I see it in the group all the time. I can tell by the way that they're posting. They're like, oh man, why aren't more people posting their results? I thought this is supposed to be a proof group, and to get other people to join. Overcomplication. It's not a proof group. Some people try to use that way unnecessarily, right? You know what I mean? And I'll tell you why it's unnecessary. Because if you were just doing what they said to do on their training, you wouldn't need to prove it to nobody. They prove it in their training when they have a person go through them dang old 10 steps. And they wind up getting results, getting leads, or whatever the case may be in 24 to 48 hours, right? They prove it themselves. You're going to prove nothing. I don't even put nobody in that proof group. I don't even put nobody in there. They don't even teach us to market that way. They don't even teach us to market in such a way that we have to prove or show proof before people will sign up with us. They teach us to market based on value, high on value, and it is two other type of posts. Proof post is one, but they don't even teach us to market in such a way that we have to put people in the proof group before they sign up. Like, what? What? Overcomplication is what that is. Dependent is what that is, right? If you're depending on other people showing proof to help you sell something, then how valuable is the thing you're selling? Or is it that maybe the view you taking on selling it might not be the best view for you because you're dependent on somebody else putting up some proof pics. And all the people in their MSP that make money using the training, make money on their business and everything. Now, yes, we do put up proof sometimes, right? But we ain't putting up proof every day. You know why? Because we running our business like everybody else should be. Nobody got what? I literally said that like, yo, I ain't got time for that. I'm up here training my team, right? Helping them with things that I'm learning, right? Or talking to new prospects or what have you, right? Or living my life, right? We don't have to complicate this if we just stop and think a minute. Just stop and think a minute. It don't got to be complicated. We just try and make it complicated because we think it's something that it ain't. Is what it is. And I'm trying to, enlighten you guys on what I had to learn for myself. That it ain't what you think it is. It ain't what you think it is. Right? It ain't. Let's see what we got. Tina says, I know I need to buckle down more. Tina, you made a DMO, right? Did you fall off? Did you fall off on your DMO, Tina? Did you fall off? And guys, when I'm saying fall off, don't take that as like, oh man, she getting on Tina or whatever. Nah, like people fall off. But you know what makes a difference between if you get to whatever next level that you want to get to versus you don't, is do you fall off and stay off? Or do you fall off, you recognize you fall off and you get back on and you keep it pushing? Right? That's what it is. Right? The only way that you fail is if you stop. When I say fail, I'm not just talking about you lose at something. I'm talking about fail to the point of you just gave up and quit. Right? Because we all will lose a fight or a battle or something. We don't win everything. Every campaign we put out doesn't do right or do what we want to do right at that moment every single time. It just don't, and that's okay. Right? But do we try again? Do we look back and see, what the issues were, or to try and find out what the issues were, and then bring those to meetings like this, right? And display them, talk about them so we can help you, get some clarity and direction. Or do we just stay quiet? Do we just show up and watch the D show, right? I'm just saying, I'm wondering, y'all. I'm wondering. You know what I mean? Is that what it is, right? Because I guarantee that if you just show up to watch the D show, you're going to learn something, but you're not going to learn nearly as much as if you actually, ask questions and gave feedback, right? You won't learn nearly as much as if you did that. That I can promise you. I can promise you that. Okay? Right? Because there's only so much that during the week, and that's why I don't even claim to tell you guys, like, during the week, like, like sometimes I'll happen to see one of you guys' posts and I'll post about it in a group. Like today I posted about James' post. I like a post that he put. It just happened to come down my timeline. I don't go looking for you guys' stuff, right? You know what I mean? That's what your accountability, well, no, that ain't even what your accountability partner's for. That's really what you for, running your business, just being real with you, keeping it 100, right? But if I happen to see something on my timeline, like I saw something, I think it was Kim. I think it was Kim. Yeah, she had put something, and I was like, oh, this is good. Then I'll post about it. But other than that, so don't think like, oh, well, they didn't call up my post because I wasn't going looking for none of y'all posts. This is what we got this for y'all to bring y'all questions, comments, concerns, right? You know what I mean? I mean, unless y'all want to pay me one-on-one, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm Gucci with that. My stripes stay lit, right? It stay lit if that's what you want to do. All right. Let's see. Tina says, I spent more time on TikTok rather than YouTube and podcasting. All right. So now what you want to do, Tina, is see what do you need to tweak in your, because I know you told me that you wanted to grow TikTok, YouTube, and podcast. That's what you told me, right? As far as what your goals were. So what you want to do is you want to tweak, see what you need to tweak in your DMO, Tina, so that can happen. Okay? Because one thing you want to be aware of, if you're saying like, oh, okay, I'm going to wait till this get big and then I'm going to focus on this, and then I'm going to wait till that get big and then I'm going to focus on this. What you do, I want y'all to make sure y'all realize something real quick, right? I learned this from Grant Cardone. When success requires consistent action for it. Let me break that down a little bit, right? Like, put it like this. If you lose 10 pounds, right? Let's say you working out, right? And you've been walking a mile or half mile, whatever you've been doing, right? And you've been eating, right? And you lost 10 pounds. You're like, yes, woo! I lost some weight. I lost 10 pounds, right? And then you say, okay, well, I done lost 10 pounds. Now I ain't going to worry about that. I ain't going to work on that no more. Now I'm going to work on, let's say now you're going to work on getting some muscle, right? So you stop running your mile or whatever, right? You stop eating right, and now all you're doing is lifting weights. Bro, let me go on and tell you real quick that 10 pounds gonna come back, right? So my point is, if you want to have something last, right? Meaning you want your results to last, you're gonna continue to work on it, right? You're gonna need to continue to work on it. So do your DMO in such a way, Tina, that you can push the things that you said you want to be committed to pushing consistently. Because the moment you let off the gas off of one arm, because now you want to get a gas to the other one, that other one gonna go, instead of it keep going like this, now it's gonna go, while this other one going up. Then it's gonna be like a tug of war. Now you like, oh man, hold on, man. This my YouTube been growing, now my TikTok ain't growing. Hold on, let me come back and get this. Now you come back and get this, and YouTube was going like this, so your TikTok go up, and then YouTube's like, right? So in your DMO, because I do the same thing, Tina. In your DMO, you want to set it up to whatever you feel, right, that you're going to be able to commit to and do consistently. Because I have my DMO, and it's comprised of Facebook, which you guys have been seeing me here recently since I changed my DMO. I'm doing 2 videos right now on Facebook a week. I'm doing 4 videos a week on YouTube, and I'm doing podcasts 2 a week, right? But that's in my DMO to do and the time to prepare for them, right? So that way they kind of feed each other off of content, right? They feed each other, but that way it's not like, oh, I'm about to beast out on YouTube and then everything else fall by the wayside and then I got to stop YouTube and go fix them, right? By now I'm growing on TikTok, wanting to get to my Tina, are you doing TikTok because you want to make some money at some point from TikTok? I'm just asking because maybe not. I don't know. I thought you would, but I don't know. I mean, whatever. But if you're doing it because you want to make money, you want to get past 1,000. I hope you know that, right? I hope you know that, right? You know, but if you're just doing it just to have fun, then it is what it is, and there's that. That's a hobby, and that's fine, you know. But you know, there's that. But guys, this is what I wanted to bring to you. So your homework, okay? Your homework. This is what I want you to do. And I do remember there was what is his name? Precious. I think it was Precious. Precious was the only one who did her homework last week. I mean, it ain't nothing hard. Do y'all know why I assign homework? Let me just tell y'all real quick why I assign homework. Let me explain to y'all why I assign homework, right? I assign homework because it's something that I know for a fact is going to help you guys be better entrepreneurs at whatever you do. This is the something I'm about to tell you. Discipline. 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 We all had to learn it. Some of us learned a little bit more of it than others. It is what it is. Discipline. It is about discipline. That's why I assign homework. It's about discipline. Because if you don't have the discipline to take a direction and complete it, then do you really have the direction to learn to be better in business? I'm just asking now. I'm just being real with you. Just being real with you. We can say all day, and this is one thing that we do too. We say all day long, I'm gonna be my own boss, so I can do what I want, so I can work what I want, so I can make money when I want, so I can go back to sleep if I want, so I don't have to go to work today if I don't want. So this is all the stuff we tell ourselves, right? Because people be posting like that online. I'm going to work for myself so I can be my own boss. Do you really? Do you really? Because if you don't have the discipline to take any type of direction, you really think you're going to have the discipline to do the things that we're talking about, right? When there ain't nobody standing over you. Nobody stands over me and say, D, you need to get up and make sure that you have this weekly team meeting at 8 o'clock. I literally have to set my alarm, right, on recurring to make sure that I uphold my obligations that I said I'm going to do, right, unless I'm sick or something, right? Nobody stands over me and says, D, you need to put out some videos. D, you need to think of new ways to get leads. D, you need to think of the next, training that you're going to do or the next course that you're going to create. D, nobody stands over me. But do you know why? Because it didn't start that way. I started with jobs just like everybody else. You know, I used to keep 2 jobs, in fact. I had to develop discipline. I had to learn to take direction. It is not about thinking I'm going to do what I want to do and I'm going to do it, forget everybody else. No, I had to learn to take direction. Okay? It's about discipline. And I did it earlier on in my life, but not everybody did. And that's okay, because you can start wherever you are, right? But if you don't start, then one thing I can guarantee you, if you don't start having discipline within yourself, right? I'm not talking about where you discipline your kids and telling them to do what you say do, right? I'm talking about disciplining yourself. Are you going to follow through on something, right? On a simple action, right? If you don't start having discipline within yourself, your results are not going to be what you want them to be, what you deserve them to be, okay? You deserve to hit them heights that you want. You deserve that, right? But without discipline, it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard without discipline, because nobody's going to stand over you and force you to do anything. So that's what that's about when I assign homework. It's about discipline, y'all, because I know y'all going to need that, right? Y'all may not realize it now because y'all, be thinking that everything's rosy when you're working for yourself. It's only rosy because you have discipline to make it rosy, right? I needed discipline to have my content pre-scheduled before I went to North Carolina, right? I didn't just go just because I could go, right? I went when things were aligned because I had to be disciplined and say, I know I'm going to North Carolina for a few days and I know I'm going to be out of pocket and I know all I'm going to have is my phone. I know that. So what do you need to do? Do you need to pre-schedule that content? But that discipline had to be taught, and I had to practice that discipline. This is why when I join someone's challenge that they're having or something, right? Or a group or something, and they're teaching us something or whatever, right? And I'm engaged. This is why I show up to the trainings that they have. You know what I'm saying? This is why. Because I'm disciplined, y'all. Discipline, right? So I suggest, right? Start displaying discipline in every area of your life. In every area of your life, because it help you get to the next level of success that you want to get to. Now, let's get to the homework. For next week, this is the homework right here, okay? Some of you have done this, some of you haven't, some of you need to tweak it. I want you guys to post your DMO. All right, it doesn't have to be elaborate and everything. Some of y'all make some elaborate DMOs. Y'all stuff be looking real pretty, and that's cool. But I want you to post your DMO. All right, so for those of you who have already done it, post again. Okay, you may have had to tweak it even if you didn't. Post it again. All right, post your DMO, which is daily method of operation. Okay, post your DMO. All right, that means what are you doing each day in your business? What actions are you taking? Post it. Don't worry about, well, I don't think mine is right. Post it. Post it. Right? Post it by the end of Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Post your DMO. Real simple. Real simple. Has a purpose. Discipline is the main purpose. Secondary, how in the world we going to be able to help you if we don't know where you falling off because you ain't saying nothing? Just saying, yo, like, I ain't even making this stuff up, y'all, for real. All right? So let's see. All right, cool. All right. Other than that, guys, y'all already know what we're going to do at the end of each session, y'all. What we're going to do at the end of each day. We're going to take, where we're going to take it, y'all. Let me see it down in the comments. Where we're going to take it. We're going to take this ride. Where we're going to take it. I'm waiting to hear it. We're going to take this ride to the top. And we're going to have our homework by Friday at 8 p.m. All right? All right. And we at